All right, well, we're back with the fourth installment of Conversations. We're back at the Forge Saturday night, and we are here with
Jimmy, Odie. You can find me on Instagram at Jimmy_ODDI.
All right, so originally he wasn't here to do an interview, but we actually had an interview previously with Gio from Visions Attire, and he said that we have to tap in with him. So honestly, we're just going to start off with, where are you from in Pittsburgh, and, why are you here tonight?
I'm here tonight because a lot of my friends perform here, and then also my sister is the manager of the Forge Urban Winery, so I'm basically know this place now by heart. But I'm from the Burgettstown around Pittsburgh area. My grandparents are from literally in Pittsburgh, so I grew up all around. But I traveled all the way out here all the time, from Star Lake to here, and it's just it is a long drive, but you have more friends out here than you do in your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Good, better friends that are supportive of what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
I live around a lot of people that are just not very supportive and don't really like my fashion statements and whatnot, or the art that I create. Yeah. So they just don't understand because they're stuck on a job that I feel like. But I do love my town. I love a lot of the people in it, but some of them they just don't understand. So, and that's their problem. They don't understand. So.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the crazy part is that, I forget who it was, but somebody famous essentially said that, your hometown is the last place it's going to show you love. It's the last place that you're going to blow up essentially. That people outside your hometown are way more adept to show love and then show support than the people around you, which is crazy. But that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
So.
And I just seen a quote today. A lot of people tell me why you dress like that. I wouldn't wear that. That's kind of weird to wear that. They really talk to me about they just say some rude remarks. But what I just seen today was this quote from Jean-Paul Gaultier or whatever. He makes fragrances and designer clothes. He said something that fashion is trying to be fashionable in a trend or something like that. Styling is trying to be yourself. I style to be myself. I really don't stay up with the fashion. I don't try to be like everybody else. I try to stay on my different wave because that's the thing. I get a lot of compliments from being different and a lot of eye action because I'm very different from other people. So that's what I like about it more. And people don't like that. They don't like it when you're basically eye candy. Yeah. So.
I think that's a great segue then to the next thing we're going to talk about is obviously you're a fashion mogul. You're dressed appropriately today. So kind of, how did you get into fashion? Kind of, what was your interest in it to start, and how did you get to where you're at now?
My interest was when I was very, very, very young. My older brother wore the Y2K Jinko jeans and stuff like that, and this is his hat that he gave me, this Halo hat. This was his when he was in high school, and I got hooked up onto that style of bagginess, and people were just wearing whatever they wanted to. It was just never I never saw a straight group of people that wore the same thing, except for some frat guys or something that. It was just those, but there was a lot of people that were different with it. And I just kind of stuck with it. And then when I was little, I would watch TV and I'd see fashion shows and whatnot. And people, even in movies, the 80s, the 90s, they were always fashionable. It was always different. And it was abstract, it popped out. So I really like that about the artist that created that. And Gio, he's creating so much great stuff. He's doing hits every day. I love to see his work and his pride in that, especially Kel, P, a bunch of the guys, Heat from All Visions. They're amazing. There's another artist that's out there, Vin Diesel, that creates clothes. This guy that I'm wearing his bag right now, Alex Ascension, Cabana. I know a lot of clothing artists Lazy Coo. He's also another artist that's amazing. Pittsburgh has so much artists that needs to be shown, and I'm trying to get my foot out there to them. Yeah. And it's not even just in Pittsburgh. There's another artist I met on the this past year, and his name is Steel Toe Tim. Okay. Man is crazy with stitching and recycling clothes. never seen that before. A bunch of artists I feel like are very underrated, and I feel like there is really good designers like Rick Owens and stuff, but I feel like some new people need to take the stage.
Yeah.
They really need to get their stuff up there.
Yeah.
Because you can't have Yeezy, Rick Owens, Margiela, Prada, all these brands staying up there for the rest of the days. There's going to be new brands that need to come out and be the next designer, be the next head at the top.
Yeah.
So, I want to work my way into there. I want to make clothes. I want to recycle clothes because I personally have a wardrobe that could be Kim K's and Kanye's wardrobe. It's very, very bad. Like, I have 2 rooms in my house that I filled with racks of clothes because, like, I'm obsessed with clothes and I like to dress different every day and be different. I don't want somebody to recognize me from the same outfit.
Yeah.
I want to be different.
I mean, listen, that could be potentially like a movement starter, though. I mean, you're somebody that recognizes that, there has to be a change. This has been stagnant for a while.
Yes.
The same names have been at the top for a long time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how much longer can they really sustain that when you have all these younger people coming up with all these great ideas and they're not being shown the love that they need? It's like you recognize that, and that could be something, that could be maybe your way to get into that. It's like, you're like, hey, exactly. I can be the guy, recognize this, now I need to just figure out how I can push some of these brands.
Mm-hmm. Like, I always, so me and my friends, we started a little collective, and we want to try to branch out and make art together. Yeah. Not only do I want to make clothing, but I make art pieces, painted pieces. Yes. I made it a canvas myself out of the frame is made out of bamboo and tied off in a military style, scout style, and then the canvas sheeting's all stitched, and then it was painted. That was a collaboration of 3 guys, and I feel like artists with clothes, they should do collaborations. Yeah. I feel that helps us grow stronger with the clothing brand, and your art, you're pushing it to this side of that person's whole following, and then you push it, the other guy's pushing his side on your following. Yeah, it's good to work together. I feel like that's the best way. Yeah, and there's another thing that's happened in Pittsburgh, Passage Studios, for example. They're we're in the works of something, trying to help kids in schools and whatnot to get into music and into clothing, into art. We want to give them a chance and a hobby. They could enjoy this instead of oh well, I don't know what to do. Because I've seen a lot of kids, I ask them, and at the age that they're at, I feel like they should be saying, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. Now a lot of kids are being I don't know what I want, I don't know what I want to do. And now we're trying to give them opportunities if they want to be in business, if they want to be in clothing, if they want to be in embroidering, painting, screen printing, tie-dyeing, just tie-dyeing, that could be a business for you. I'm telling you now, because my one buddy does it, sells shirts, tie-dye, different types of designs, bleaches, screen prints, does all the 9 yards. There's a lot of artists that are willing to help, and hopefully that's going to be around November that we're going to be doing that. Okay. And it's going to be free. Kids are going to come in. We're going to teach them and show them how to use an embroidery machine, how to stitch, how to paint, how to do abstract painting, how to make music, how to build a canvas, how to go to business, do business or whatnot. So there's a lot of things that we're trying to do to make this city a little bit better for the kids. Yeah. And I feel like you never should be worried about the present. You should always be worried about the future, because the children is going to be what's left. Exactly. And that's what they used to say to me, this is our youth, we got to be worried about them. They got to make a change so the next generation can make a change. Yeah. So that's what I'm really hoping for. Yeah, no, and I think, not only Pittsburgh, but a lot of places, there's just so much disconnect between a lot of the creators within the cities that they don't think there's enough room for everybody to shine. But like you said, when you come together, you're bringing fan bases together, and you're bringing exposure to, both of those brands. And I think that people need to collaborate more, and I think that's a great thing that you have coming up, to show kids especially hey, when you get together, something special can happen. Mm-hmm. And I think that,
teaching kids that getting into something creative that young is so important. I think that any type of creation that you can get into is amazing for your brain. It's amazing for just you as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's really good for your individuality.
Like you said, like a lot of brands, they just think that they're like, there's not that much room. There is enough room. Like, I don't know how I can put this into words, but like, let's look at like all the music artists that came from Pittsburgh, like Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa, even the actors. They don't think there's enough room for them, like whatnot. Back in the day, they didn't think that, but there is clearly enough room. And some people will say there is not enough room for artists, but there is. There's plenty enough room. Like Mac Miller, there's one dude that I realize like he's an artist and whatnot. Like there's plenty enough room, and he needs to be blown up. There's a guy named Bill Waves. Bill Waves actually went and made music, was best friends with Mac Miller. He needs this fame, and I'm telling you now, like this guy, makes amazing music. You can feel Mac Miller through him, and he's in Pittsburgh, and like a lot of artists just feel like that there's just not enough room. It's just, like I could see like all these artists, they did like a lot of artists. I'm gonna be honest, and even in this room, in this building, like I could see artists like look at each other half the time, like they feel this tension, like my music's better than you. No, you don't need to be like that. You need to be more like together with your music, be like collab on stuff, work together, talk about stuff. Like a lot of artists, like artists in general, clothing, music, they all just, I feel like a lot of them just have this tension with each other, and they just feel like the other one doesn't deserve their time. So, and that kind of bothers me. I'm more of a peace guy. I like to keep a center. I'm like the yin and the yang. So like that's why I try to keep it at.
No, definitely, and I totally know what you mean there. Kind of just to end things here is like, what do you have coming up? Do you have anything coming up other than that collaboration, or kind of what do you want your future plans to be? Because I know that you want to tap into multiple forms of art. I mean, we talked about a bunch of different ones here. So, what do you want your future plans to be?
I want to keep doing going with clothing, trying to work on that. I want to keep doing canvases and clothing. I want to. I also edit videos for the guys Smoke 11 out there, amazing artist. I edit videos and like record videos for other people. I want to do music eventually. I do want to do music. I want to do diverse music because I was into that. I was into making beats and like doing rapping and whatnot. But like I figured it like that wasn't my tone, that wasn't my vibe. So like I kind of changed out. So I want to get into that. I just want to keep exploring new options. Really, I want to, but like modeling, that is one of the things I want to stick with. Like especially with Visions Attire, Vin Diesel, Alex Ascension, all of those guys. I want to stick with modeling because like I did get offered the one time like last month. Not last month, like a couple months ago, 2 months ago. I was offered like you could, if you want to. There's a guy interviewing people for modeling, and he said he'll take you. And it was supposed to be for like a designer brand. I'm not going to call out which one but the thing was like if I did modeling for them, I couldn't do modeling for my buddies over here, and I would take modeling for them before I would model for something bigger. Even though that's a big paycheck, I would rather see them flourish with me than me flourish without them. That like I wouldn't feel the same. So I want to keep pushing different obstacles and trying to go different places, experience different art and fashion, because like this is not just going to be the same outfit. I'm going to wear something different in like 2 days. I'm going to wear some big ass Jinko jeans and like a baggy t-shirt with a side cap, like the bandana and the gloves with the jewelry and big Americana bag, the button down, cowboy button down. Like this is not going to be for every day. I'm always different every day, so I want to keep it like that. So I really appreciate your time.
You'd be hot over here.
Well, listen, we appreciate you just coming on and doing this interview, and
thank you.
We know that you're going to be a future fashion icon here. We're just glad that we got you at the start.
I do want to start styling people. That would be a dream for me if I could just style people.
Hey, the sky's the limit for you, and you're just starting off.
I'll style you next.
Hell yeah. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.